That's right, folks. There's nothing wrong with your TV, so don't change that dial. But we have a huge announcement. Today is C3's first quarter of a century today. And stick around, because coming up next from Kearney, Nebraska, the one, the only Kyle Smith, who's killing the real estate business up there, so stick around. Real estate agents, are you struggling with the day-to-day grind, dialing for dollars, putting in hours of floor time with little to show for it? Are you looking for tips, tricks, and tactics to accelerate your career as an agent that will have you closing more homes, working with more clients, and earning more money than ever before? Hi, my name's Cliff Freeman, and I've spent the past 2 decades of my real estate career running one of the top brokerages in DFW and personally coaching over 1,000 high-performing real estate professionals across North America. I created this podcast to share the strategies and tactics you need to explode your real estate business. I guarantee it. Well, I think we'll spare everybody from singing Happy Birthday, Trelvis, but it is Numero Trace's 25 today. He's been blessing this earth for 25 glorious years, and we're excited to celebrate on Cliff's Notes today. How you doing, Mr. Trelvis? You all right back there today?
I'm great. Happy birthday, C3, man. I'm so proud to be able to tell you that, boss.
Pretty cool to be in the studio on your birthday.
Oh,
Never
man.
thought it would come true. So.
The coolest part is you guys' shirts, the outfits. I'm loving it right now, man.
We got to change it up for the birthday this year, I think.
I see.
We got to be a little festive. You know, the boat that we were actually thinking about being on a cruise this week, and,
nice.
and unfortunately that boat is out in the middle of somewhere, anchored with nobody on it. So we thought we would just, do a little memory jog here. And this one's St. Lucia, and we do a lot of traveling together. And
I like it.
Tell you what,
cruising.
if you don't have one of these shirts, you gotta look at
the pink
getting one.
flamingos. The pink flamingos really
baby.
set it off, man.
Yeah,
Super comfy, very cool.
And he looks good. I mean, look at the the height weight thing is going good and stuff. Have you been doing that intermittent fasting or what?
Something like that. I think skipped a few meals.
Skipped a few meals.
Yeah.
Trelvis, you said you've got some friends that are doing that. That's working out good for them.
You know what? I do. We have a few clients in the podcasting building here that actually do that as well.
Is that
you
right?
told me that you actually are one person that does it.
I'm glad you asked, because I have been doing intermittent fasting for a while, but it's not working as good for me.
Oh, gosh.
I'm not
wonder
sure
why.
what's going on. I stop eating about 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and I don't eat until probably 7 or 8 in the morning. And it's just, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm sure that's a pretty big part of why it's not working.
Am I doing something wrong?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah?
Probably also depends on what you're eating, too.
True enough.
All right.
True enough.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, super stoked today. I guarantee it. We're gonna blow you away. You're about to meet a young man in Kearney, Nebraska. Let's bring Kyle on here. There he is. Kyle, how are you, sir?
I'm good. Happy birthday, C3.
Hey, thanks, Kyle. I really appreciate it.
Man, it is great to see you. And I told you before the show, I said, if you're not going to be out selling houses today, you're probably going to be marrying or burying somebody. You look like the town preacher there, my friend. Looking good.
Looking sharp.
Absolutely. So you have an incredible story. You've been in the business just a mere 3 years now, going into your 3rd year. Is that right, Kyle? I mean, hadn't been long, right?
Yep. Just hit 3.5 years.
3.5 years. Okay. And you're doing some incredible things there. Now, Kearney is not, for those of you who don't know Kearney, it's not too far from Omaha, but it's pretty far from everything, right? I mean, you're kind of out there. There's 30,000 people. In fact, I did some research before the show, and I mentioned to you that from 2010 to 2018, you had a net loss of 26 people in the town. So it's like right about 30,000 people. So there must be a lot of other realtors in your market. Tell me, let's just go ahead and pop the hood open here and look under the hood. How in the world did somebody with just your young guy going right into real estate, how did you go in, and now you're probably tracking to do close to 50, 60, who knows, maybe even 100 transactions this year if you really kick it into gear? How did you do it?
I got into this business and did never. I guess I had the plan of doing 5 transactions a year and being okay with that. Um, as I got into it, I absolutely fell in love with the people that we were servicing and that kind of stuff. So I believe that if you're called to do something from the Lord, He will see you through it, and that's where we're at.
Okay. So, you just hit on something there that a lot of people that we talk to have a big why, or they're led. So when you say that you're led by the Lord, I mean, that's pretty convicting, right? So when the Lord tells you to do something, you do it, and you do it well, right?
Yep, to the
All
best of my
right.
ability, anyway.
Well, the best of your ability. Well, let me tell you, he opens doors for you. He picks his people, then he opens the doors for them. So, and we love to hear that. There's always something that's pulling us to be better than we are, and that's what really. If you go in and you really examine every high producing realtor, there's an intangible in there, whether it's God or whether it's something else that is compelling them. But there's always something special that's creating that momentum. And so for you, it's the Lord, and that's awesome. So let's go back a little bit here. I mean, we don't have a lot of history to cover because you're not that old, but you say you grew up in the town of Kearney, right? And so your
Yep.
folks, your family was there and so forth. You graduated from high school. What did you do right after high school before real estate?
I actually started detailing cars right out of high school. I worked for a dealership here in town for 2 or 3 years. Kind of fell in love with it. Did it on the side, never really promoted it, that kind of stuff. And then went to Lincoln for a short stint, we'll say, and got humbled, got brought back to Kearney, Nebraska. I originally grew up in Gibbon, which is 13 miles from here, but graduated from Kearney High. So,
Okay. So you say you got humbled in Lincoln. You want to tell us about that?
living in a major college town at 21 years old was a little rough. So learning those life lessons early is probably what projected me to be where I'm at today.
Okay. All right. We can leave it at that. That's fine. So at some point, then you came back. You were detailing cars. Where did you have that? We like to call it the zero
Z-Mod.
moment of truth, the Z-Mod. When did the Lord tell you that you need to go into real estate? What was that? Tell us what that moment was like.
Me and my wife were running our detail shop. We were making money. We were making good money, but there was just the passion went away. And I believe that I have always looked at real estate, talked to a lot of realtors here in town, um, and we decided that we wanted to stop detailing cars, but we needed obviously a plan B. And I signed up for a real estate class on a Thursday, and the class started on Monday, 2.5 hours away from here. I had an 8-month-old baby at the time, and my wife says, if you believe God's calling you to it, we'll do everything we've got to do to get you to it. And we did. It wasn't easy, but um, we started that side of it. We slowly shut down the detail side, and here we are.
Wow. Well, that's an amazing story. Now, how long have you been married? It's Jasmine, right? Jasmine's your wife's name?
Yep. Yep. So we've been married 6 years. We have two little girls. Maisie is 4, and Nora is 1. Our household is very busy.
Okay. Do you have any pets? Got to ask, right?
Yep, we do. We have a Labradoodle. I call him a Delmadoodle, but he's definitely very much part of the family. So,
Okay. So is this a family business then? Does your wife help you in the real estate business?
yes, so she's our operations manager, transaction coordinator, whatever you want to call him. But she's really the behind the scenes. She's the reason we are where we're at today. She she keeps me in line. We'll say that. She's probably sitting at home watching this, smiling, going, "I don't really do anything," but Truly, I couldn't do this without her, and I don't want to.
No, that's
So,
you got to certainly got to give credit. Behind every great man, there's a great woman. No question about it. Yeah, love that. So, okay,
100%.
terrific. And so she's the stem winder, essentially. Then, right? She keeps the wheels on the bus, right? Yeah. And you
Yep.
go out and you're the trailblazer. You're the one that's out in the field, doing the deals, shaking the trees, making it rain.
That's right.
Okay, the hunter, the killer. Yes, yeah, exactly.
Her.
Yeah. Well, that's boy, I'll tell you. So you're when you got into the business, tell us about how that was. How'd you do your first year?
Um, you know, when I got in, I had plenty of people tell me that it takes 7 years to get established in our market. Yeah, 7 years. And at first, I'm like, you know what? We'll let it ride. We'll do one or two transactions a year. We'll be fine. And we got in, and there's a lot of friends and family that believed in us. They kind of watched us through the detail side of the world grow that, and they really helped us grow this side too. Obviously, any realtor out there would not be where they're at without their clientele and their family and their friends. So, yeah, that really helped us. So,
Okay. So what? So 12 deals your first year. How did you grow your business? Did you learn some different lead generation strategies, or what was it that accelerated you to triple your business the second year?
to be completely honest with you, Cliff, it was 100% referral base. We launched our first CRM 3 months ago, and that was KV Core. We never had a website. We never had Google Ads. We had Facebook. And that's a true testament of God blessing us, because we look back and, we went to a conference that actually set us up with EXP. And that's where I met Chris. But I tell you what, you look back from some of these agents that are high producers, they've got the CRM, they've got Google Ads, and we look back and we are extremely humbled and blessed to be where we're at today.
Okay. So networking. I mean, it does. Usually there's you're doing something to generate these relationships. Now, you mentioned you're a volunteer firefighter, and what other ways do you serve in the community? How do you get in front of these people?
Church is big for us.
Okay.
Playing slow pitch softball, that was a big one for our first couple of years. Last year, I actually injured my ankle, so I couldn't play. But the fire department is a huge blessing to us. I love serving. I love people. Every one of those men and women that are on our department, they really respect what we do and help develop our business each and every day.
Okay. It's a small town volunteer fire department. How many volunteers are there in?
We have 63, I believe,
63.
active members right now. Mm-hmm.
How many fire engines do you have?
A lot.
A lot.
We have 4 stations actually. So what's different about Kearney's volunteer fire department is we're actually a city department and a suburban department. So if it's a city call, we meet the engine at that scene. If it's a suburban call, we go to one of the closest stations that we're at, and we ride an apparatus out from there. It's a very unique scenario that we've got, but it works well. It's a well-oiled machine, and our leadership is par none. So,
okay. So if you were going to give advice to someone in their first year in the real estate business who wanted to emulate what you've done here, what would that advice be, Kyle?
get connected. Coaching is huge for us. And just get out in your community and always don't be the salesperson that's pushy. Always be a lending hand. Always be open to anything, whether it's somebody that needs to change a tire on a car or anything. Don't be the sales guy that hands a business card out every 5 seconds.
Okay. And I think that's pretty consistent with what every year the National Association of Realtors, and people in the audience who've been watching my show for a while, our show, know that I bring this up a lot because it's important, Kyle, and I think you just affirmed it. And that is the number one reason why sellers, could be buyers, but the number one reason why sellers hire the agent that they did was because that agent was honest, trustworthy, and had integrity. Okay. I would also say that part of that comes from just a mindset of contribution to give. Okay. Had only 4 out of 100 said that it mattered, the name on the sign mattered, or if there was a balloon or a red, you know what I'm saying, the franchise, right? That's like nobody, right? That's like how many people are in the movie theaters right now? Nobody, right? But
Exactly.
So essentially what you're doing is and it really is, it's not about selling, it's about building rapport. And it's about, people like to do business with people that they know, who they know, they like, and they trust. And I mean, you have just really blown a lot of, there's a lot of people that say if you don't have, 5 different ways to generate leads, and Facebook and social media and pay-per-click and gosh knows what else, door knocking, and, if you're not calling expireds, you can't grow. Well, you have just proved all those people wrong, because in 12 months, in your second year, you tripled your production to 36 units. Now, that's not bad. That's 3 deals a year. Now, your average sales price, a month. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. 36 for the year, 3 deals a month.
Yeah. It happens. Okay.
That's right.
When you have one of my birthdays, you'll understand that. So to 36 now, you mentioned before the call that your average sales price is what, 180,000, 180 something change?
Yep, 180, 200.
So what does that mean? What does that mean now?
Well, so that's, if you do the math, so in volume you did what, between 5 and 6 million, I guess, last year, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
5.3 apples.
Yeah, apples. Okay. Well, we're
Yes.
talking gross dollars, not commission. So no Sherman Antitrust Act there. Don't even worry about that. But thank you for being mindful and observant about that. Because, by the way, ladies and gentlemen who are not in the real estate business, all commissions are 100% negotiable, right? We don't ever have a fixed percentage. But that's, just doing the math here, you make a pretty comfortable living in a nice small town. I would imagine that's a pretty good. You're probably as highly paid as some of the doctors at the hospital that work there. Is that? I wouldn't be venturing too far out on a limb, would I? There. I mean, that's great,
I guess,
right? So
yeah,
what I'm saying,
it's
what
very
I'm
rewarding.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that here's the thing. This is what I've always believed, and I'm so thankful for about real estate, is you can start a business without having to invest a whole bunch of capital in machinery. You don't have to build a restaurant with equipment and a big lease or anything like that. In fact, what is your monthly overhead, Kyle?
Our office space is, I think, $800 a month.
$800 a month. And what do you do? What do you have in that office space?
We have, right now, we have 2 spaces for agents that anytime they want to join, they just need to let me know. And we have space for Jeff, obviously. And then we have a conference room that we do closings in. So
it's just basically a place for your agents to hotel. Now, so then that leads to the next question is, what are your plans in the next year? It sounds like you're planning to build a team. Would I be right there?
If the Lord will let us, yes. That's ultimately what attracted us to EXP, is for the team's sake. To be able to do that. So
okay. So what? And again, I don't know who you were with before, but what I'm reading into this a little bit is that you felt like that EXP offered you a platform where you could really grow your business the way you wanted to, and then obviously bring the benefit, to the people on your team. What if you could wave a magic wand, Kyle? What's your team going to look like in 12 months?
With the coaching system that we have on there that we would like to have two extra agents under our team, buyer's agents or a listing agent.
Okay.
So
All right. So you mentioned the coaching system.
What's that?
Thank you. Yes. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so we have a coaching system. It's Workman's Success Coaching Systems, and it is by far the best thing that's ever happened to me and my real estate company and my wife. The procedures that they help us put in place to stay organized. I think that's one of the biggest struggles that a high producing realtor has. I've lived it, been there, is staying organized. Um, Setting time and that kind of stuff, and they really help us do that. So
Okay. So the coaching system, and I'm familiar with it because we use the same coaching system with our team and our agents. There's actually 4 parts to it. I'm just curious. It really, for someone at your stage of the game, it sounds like a perfect fit because you have buyer agent mastery, seller listing agent mastery, admin mastery, and then ramp, which was designed to put an extra 2 transactions a month into a newer agent's business. Tell us where you are in that program. What have you covered so far in there?
we have started ramp. We're not completely through it. My coach tells me all the time, you got to get it done. You got to do, our biggest thing is our top 50, right? When I first signed up for this thing, he's like, you got to do your top 50. And I'm like, okay, I'll get right to it, because when we first started with Workman, COVID hadn't hit yet. So I was still trying to keep the wheels on the bus, as you used earlier. So as we developed that, and COVID was actually a little bit of a help to us to be able to slow down and build and get our foundation where we need it so we can project into the future. So
I love the way Kyle said that, C3. He said that COVID gave us an opportunity. Okay. A lot of agents.
The mindset of abundance is what
abundance, and we always talk about flat squirrels, right?
Right.
Now, I don't know. Kyle, do you know what a flat squirrel is?
no.
No? Okay. I figured the fire department, he'd probably seen a few flat squirrels on the highway or something. So the flat squirrel is the one that starts on one side of the road and gets about halfway across and just stops and looks around. And by the time he figures out what he needs to do, he's flat. Okay? The QX80 has made him a Frisbee, right?
Right. He's
and if you let him lay out there, in the sun long enough, they become flying squirrels because you can just pick them up and toss them. That's what we did in West Texas. Flying rabbits, seriously. So a lot of agents were like that, though. They were deer in the headlights or whatever. But I'm telling you, I can tell this really is a divine appointment here because you were smart enough to know that you could take that time and apply it in working on your business. So for new agents out there, Kyle, that are looking at you going, I just want to do what he did.
How does he do it? Right.
How important would you say it is for new agents as soon as they get into real estate to start working not just in their business, but planning and working on their business?
Yeah, when I first got in, I didn't do a business plan. It was just let's figure out when it comes to us and let's handle it. Now we have a strategic plan in place for the next 5-10 years. And once we hit those goals, we put a new goal in place. The agile is huge. I'm not going to lie to you. My wife does more of that than I do. I am definitely a dreamer. So she'll take notes when we're driving down the road and put that in there. And then she'll ask me a week later, hey, where do you want this in our agile? Where do you want those cups that you want to do, or the koozies and that kind of stuff, which is a huge blessing to me because, I don't really want to use the whole squirrel thing because you just told us that they get run over. But that's truly where I was at, was without the coaching. I was bouncing off the walls. I was running there. I never had a straight plan.
Well, and that's what, it's interesting. We oftentimes liken a new realtor to a fireman coming into the office and just putting fires out, right? And waiting for something to happen for them to react to. But what you're doing is you're being very proactive, and rather than your business controlling you, you're now controlling your business and your clients, which gives you leverage, it gives you time management. And let's talk about systems. You mentioned your CMR. I don't know what I had for lunch, but man, did they slip something in there? CRM, sorry. You said you'd never had a CRM until you joined DXP.
It's incredible. Or nor a website.
Yeah, I mean, wow. So tell us, what other systems have you implemented or are you planning to implement in the next few months here?
There is a couple more systems that we're getting ready to ramp up. We're not going to completely disclose all that right now, but we.
Now, you know this is my show, right? Hold on. What do you mean you're not going to disclose it? The audience is not going to put up with that stuff, Kyle. Come on, you got to spill the beans, man.
They'll understand. Understand.
You don't want to let the competition know. I bet that's what it is.
That's probably what it is, yeah.
Okay. All right. So nothing you can disclose?
Not
it's
right
just
now.
in the works.
Not right now. Okay. Let me ask you this. Are you time blocking? What does your calendar look like? What's a perfect day look like in Kyle's life?
I'm still working on that part of it. My personality is I hate being tied down. I will be the first one to tell you that. Time blocking is something that my coach and I and Jasmine are working on. So
we'll pray for you, because you know what? If you can be a ninja time manager, it's going to increase your leverage and your productivity tremendously. So we want you to do that for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like we need to have Jasmine on the show too.
Yes.
Because she's got all the answers that he won't give us. I bet she would. What do you think?
Yeah.
I bet Jasmine.
She's the real VP.
Well, that's terrific. So do you have any, I'm just curious, do you have any siblings, or has anybody in your family ever been in the real estate business before?
Nope, I'm the only one. So I have two brothers, and I have 4 step siblings. So we're a pretty big family. I think my mom's up to 19 grandkids, 20 grandkids, somewhere around there. So we have a pretty big family.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you obviously, I call it a gene that people get. It's that entrepreneur gene. Trelvis, you know what I mean by the entrepreneur gene?
Is it Levi's or? I'm not sure.
Lucky genes. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's seriously. I mean, you got to be a little bit kind of out of the normal running to do. I mean, first of all, to start your own car detailing business, I mean, that's not a guaranteed salary, right? There's no check coming in every week. You got to go kill your paycheck, just like you do in real estate. Does anybody in your family have that entrepreneur gene, or is it just something that you showed up with?
We actually all have it. It might even be a little bit of a disease type of deal, but yeah, my stepdad and my mom own a couple different companies. My wife actually works for them part-time, helping manage some stuff. And then my oldest brother, he owns a graphics company. So he's the one that helped us design our signs and started that marketing side of it for us.
Was there, this is because this is where we really find out what people's imago, what created them, what built who they are. Was there anybody in your life, Kyle, who maybe spoke a word to you or helped you open your eyes and your vision to doing something, to creating something yourself, as opposed to just going the traditional route of like high school, work for somebody, or college and then go work for somebody to make somebody else's dreams come true? Was there anybody in your life that was really important?
Yes. Sean King, he goes to my church. I was managing a car wash before we completely went out on our own for the detail. I had lunch with him one day at his business, and I just bounced ideas off of him. And I will never forget the moment he called me 2 weeks later and he goes, "People are going to try to detour you from doing this, but you have the passion, you have the drive. You remind me of a young me. Don't let anybody stop you from your dreams." So that was a huge point. And when we got married, our pastor in our church, right in front of everybody, said that I was a dreamer. And he didn't mean anything like negative by it or anything like that. That's just who I am. And I ultimately believe that's why it's one of the gifts God's given me. And that's why we're just at the start of where God is going to take us. Because as long as that dream's there, that passion's there, and God is in front of us, guiding this bus, we're going to drive it as hard and as fast as He will allow us. So, Sean King and Pastor Jeff Baker are probably, and my brother was a part of that too, my mom, but that divine moment was definitely with Sean King.
That is, it gives me goosebumps to hear that because, as adults, and I mean, I taught in the children's ministry and the seed that got planted in you is a seed that continues to grow 20, 30, 40 years down the road. And this is why where I am in the real estate business, this is really what I'm all about. And that's really the heart of this show. And we have fun on the show, but it really is to plant seeds and to help people ignite that passion and that desire to know that it can be done. I mean, we have guests on like you, and time after time again, the testimony is there was, somebody at some point in their life that really opened them up, that spoke a word, that had a huge influence, that elevated their confidence, right? Elevated their confidence. And really, and Kyle, I bet you would agree with this, but I would say that 60% of a person's success in real estate can be tied right back to how confident they are. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to go back and just use an example that a mentor of mine told me when I was getting started in the real estate business. And he said, I can guarantee you 100% success if you will just master these three things, and I'll tell you what they are. And he said the 15% of your 100% of success is going to be attributed to your product knowledge, how well you know and understand the real estate business. I didn't think that was a lot, right? 15%. I thought you had to be an expert in all of that stuff. It's only 15%. Another 25% deal with your sales skills, okay, and how good you are at the process of converting a lead, your sales skills. But then he said, at the end of the day, what's most important in the remaining 60% is your confidence in what you do. And so it sounds like that the Lord has filled you with that confidence that you need and to push through, just like you did with COVID during that time. And you use that as an opportunity to come back, re-leverage your business, go in and get some help, get some tools, join a firm, a platform that's going to now give you the ability to grow and expand and really reach your vision here at EXP. And so I got to tell you, man, I am so looking forward to having you on the show 6 months from now, not just to meet your wife and your family, but because I really think that the good Lord's got some amazing things planned for you. And you're going to have quite another testimony to share with us 6 months from now. Okay? All right. Yeah. So for the members of the audience, people in the audience, we've offered some suggestions. You've given some good advice for people and so forth. Is there anything that I should have asked you so far during this short time we've had together, Kyle, that I haven't asked you?
Not that I can remember.
Okay. All right. Did you have anything for Kyle?
Yeah, I'm going to switch it up a little bit, Kyle. I kind of want to make it like more of a fun question. Well, that's what the subject is, but I want to know, what is your most favorite part about what you do? What puts a nice smile on your face? What really kind of makes your heart warm? What do you like to do that really makes you feel that way? And if it's in real estate or if it's just in your life, what do you like to do for fun, and what makes you happy?
I love people. My wife hates going to the store with me because I constantly run into somebody I know, which is a good thing for our business. But my ultimate thing to get away and to enjoy is dirt track racing. My brother runs a dirt late model, and my dad did that for, I think, 34 or 30, 35 years. So I grew up in that. That is really how I check out. And my daughter is now getting old enough that she's starting to ask questions. She wants to be a part of it. So that's fun.
That's awesome.
So, you know,
So what
that's,
kind of bike
that's
do you
what
have?
we
You like to
really
ride-
do.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. It's kind of
you're
quiet
good.
with the music here, or with the noise. But what kind of bike do you have, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, it's actually not a dirt bike. It's a late model car. So we run the 350 motors, that kind of stuff.
Wow, dirt tracks.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
okay.
a circle dirt track.
Yeah.
Ah, nice. Okay, I thought you were talking about motocross.
Oh,
okay.
this is the late night TV stuff.
That's
man.
the.
It's really
oh, wow.
fun. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Right. That is really cool
that's
for
nice,
sure.
yeah.
Well, Kyle, I got to tell you, my friend, you are a pillar in your community.
Yes.
You are a great servant leader. You're a great, I'm sure, husband, terrific father, and you know that just goes so far in the way that you get blessed in our business. And it's so great to have you on the show. Is there anything that you'd like to leave our audience with before we tell everybody goodbye here?
Hey, if you are a new agent, my number one thing is to get people around you that you can learn from, that you can ask questions. That's the number one thing I've learned with EXP. It doesn't matter if you do one transaction or if you do 150 transactions yourself. You are a person to them. You're not a number. And I can't thank EXP enough for helping us project into the future.
Well, hey, we thank you, Kyle. We'd like to clone you and have about 100,000
Yes.
of you if we could, for sure. If anybody wanted to get a hold of you just to have a side conversation, or maybe somebody in your area who's looking for a gig, maybe you're looking for 2 buyer agents, there might be one watching today. How would they get a hold of you?
Yeah, just email me, Kyle at kylesmithrealty.com, and then we can meet up for a coffee. My wife is constantly making fun of me how much I spend at coffee shops. So, you know, you just hit me up, and even if you're nationwide and you've got questions on taking that leap of faith, just send me an email.
There you go. And one more thing, if you want to join us in Dallas, August 20, is it the 6th through the 8th?
Yep.
Kyle is going to be here. We're all going to see Tony Robbins at our Brent Gove
Gaylord
extravaganza at the Gaylord Texan. Absolutely.
Gonna
So
be
get a hold
a
of us. Let us know if you'd
blast.
like to come to that as well. Kyle, I want to thank you one more time, my friend, all the way from Kearney, Nebraska. Look it up on the map. It's unbelievable.
Yes.
Sounds like we need to go visit there sometime, Dirt track. Can you see it?
I can see it.
I can see it happening, man.
I like to go fast,
Trelvis, how
so-
about a dirt? You want to go dirt tracking with us, man?
I do. I'll go with you guys. I'll keep score.
Oh,
keep
okay.
score.
Yeah, he's like, I'll ride in the back seat.
There we
don't
go.
worry about it. Okay.
As long as I'm strapped in with the harness, we're good. Yeah.
Yeah, there you
Exactly.
go. Everybody, hey, listen, may God bless everybody in our audience today. Thank you guys for being here. We're so excited. Hey, COVID, I know it's going up, but it'll be going down, and real estate is going on. So you guys get out there, make it a great day. Enjoy this beautiful weather. Look at this. Is this unbelievable? Not bad for the Bahamas, right? I'm telling you. You guys take care. We'll see you next week on
Cliff's Notes.